Welcome to the TestNG series Data Provider Part 2. In this video, we are going to see some interesting things in the data provider. As we have seen this data provider concept in the previous video, keeping the data provider and the test method in a single class. Now I am going to create a separate class for a data provider. Let me create one more class. Which is my data. I don't need any test method here. Let me move this data provider to the data class which I created. Okay, now I have my data provider here and my test case is defined at this class. Okay, if you keep your data provider in a separate class, you can use this data provider for multiple classes. Like let's say you have an example 1, 2 and 3. There are n number of classes. You want to use that. It's always better to keep the data provider in a separate class and access that. The simple way that we think we can simply extends data to access the data provider, because this test data provider, this name, it should be able to access that, only then this will execute. For that reason, since you kept this my data provider under the data.java, so you need to extend. This test should know that you need to give the visibility. Now if you run this, see the two sets of a data is executed on this particular test, one for Dell and one for HP. So you have two sets of a data, and you can keep adding more also. Like let me add one more. Okay, we have three sets of a data. You can run that. Now your test case has executed with three different test data, three sets of a test data. Now let's see, what if you have already extends this particular test class with something else, like let's say a base class. You have extending a base class, so you cannot do a multiple inheritance in Java. So I wouldn't recommend extending the data class with your test class. So let's remove this. Then what is our option? How can we keep the data provider in a separate class and access without extending? Let's go to a TestNG site. See this one. By default, the data provider will be looked for the current test class or one of its base classes. Earlier we kept it in a same class, so this condition was true, and then just we kept it in another class and extending, so making something a base class. After these two, if you want to put your data provider in a different class, it needs to be a static method or a class with a non-arg constructor, and you specify the class where it can be found in the data provider class attribute. Data provider class attribute means you are going to add one more parameter to your test, that is data provider class is equal to, what is your class name is the data. You need to make this a static data dot class. Okay, now you are giving a data provider, what is your data provider and where this is located, the data provider class data dot class. So you are not extending, but still you are letting know your test annotation from where it has to pick this data provider method. Let's run this now. This should work. See, this is working now. Has executed with three sets of a test data without using any inheritance. You can use inheritance, but I would strongly recommend please don't move forward with an inheritance to do a data provider, since you might need to extend with some other base classes if you are building a really a complex framework. At that time you might be having a limitation, since you cannot do a multiple inheritance with the classes. And now let's see some interesting concepts with the data provider. See, we just name a data provider my data provider, and I just wanted to show you how you can run these different sets of data parallelly. Let's see, we have an option parallel true. If you mention parallel true, all your the test case will be executing parallelly with these three different sets of a data. You can easily execute them parallelly. And there is a one more option I wanted to show you here, which is, let me remove this parallel, indices. What this indices does, because we have like three products here. At some time you just wanted to run only the first set of a data, or like a third set of a data, or some specific sets of a data. You don't want to run all. By default this indices would be set to all your test sets, the multiple test sets will execute on your test case. You can restrict using the indices. Let's say I wanted to execute with a 0th index and 2. I am giving a 0 and 2 here. 0 means this is my first index, and index, and the third in, that is 2. So if I run this one, my test case will execute only 2 times, one with the Dell, the next time it would be with the Lenovo. It will not perform with this test data. Okay, let me run this. See, this time only 2 tests are executed, one with Dell and Lenovo. So this is how you can control your test execution, or you can limit your method execution with the specific test sets, specific test data. When you are performing a data driven testing, by default, remember this indices is set to all. So you can hear which indices to run from this data provider. Default value is all. I hope you understand the concept, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching this. Thank you.